Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. I have today in my shop my friend's Subaru XV Crosstrek. It's a 2013 year and it has approximately 119,000 miles on the odometer. I remember talking to him a while ago. Let's say maybe almost a year ago. He will say, I think I'm hearing a noise from the back. I thought, well, maybe the tires are uneven and they're making noise. Then I thought maybe there is a gravel from our driveway stuck in the thread. So what was funny, he said, so I was driving on the highway over that divider bumps to try to release the rocks. But there was still that slight humming from the back. And I said to him, hey, most likely, like a 99.99%, it's a typical Subaru wheel bearing problem, which keeps happening basically on all of them, as I am aware, and you will need the rear wheel bearings replaced. And he didn't want to deal with it financially at the time, so he put it on the back burner. Now we are approximately, 9 months later. He finally brought it to my shop. He said, it's so loud, humming and grinding from the back. We can't take it anymore. You need to replace it. Please just check if it's only one of them or if it's both. And because he's still doubting it, right? I'm telling him, no, it will be both. If it's so loud, they just bad. It's unfortunate that Subaru wheel bearings last so little, but that's the typical thing. And I'm afraid you will need both. So he brought it finally. He said, okay, I will deal with it. And I have finally chance to show you how bad it is. And obviously I have a luxury of this beautiful lift from Rotary, which is the Mercedes-Benz of the lifts. And I can show you and him, because I will tell him, watch the video, how bad it became, how bad and noisy it is. He still was hoping it will be maybe one of them, so let me show you. Do you hear that crazy grind? I will put you closer. Hopefully you will be able to hear it even better here. Let me get here so I don't kick that tripod. This is heavy grinding. And that at highway speeds will cause real loud humming from the back. Well, let's go to look on the other side. If he needs only one, or if I have to replace both. Okay, what do you think? Will be this one quiet? Did you hear that? This one is even louder than the other side. So I'm pretty sure you heard it perfectly. It's absolutely clearly confirmed. I have to, unfortunately for him, replace both rear wheel bearings. Let me show you how that part looks like. And this is basically called rear wheel bearing and hub assembly. This is the version if you wanna have your life be easy, if you wanna do it yourself. But you have to be lucky. So you can see everything is pressed in this part. It's beautiful. Obviously when I move it, there will be no grinding from the bearing, which is inside sealed. It's brand new, it's greased, so relatively hard to turn it, right? It's not dried out. There is only one problem. The Subaru did a good design, so you will remove the CV axle, which is inside, disconnected here. And then it's held by the 4 bolts from the back, from inside of the vehicle. The problem is that Subaru didn't put any lubricant or grease or something which will leave the moisture every single time you are in any rain or anything. This is fully open from the back, and that moisture gets in and it starts the rust. And the tolerance, the space, is very tiny between this part and that entire knuckle. So sometimes, especially if you live in the Rust Belt, well, you should probably leave it to the shop, because they will rust together. This whole part right here, this will all become one chunk of metal, the part which is around it and this hub assembly, and it will rust together, and it's completely like a one piece of metal, and it's extremely difficult to remove. I had here in California one vehicle which came from East Coast, from New York, I believe. It was some rental or something. It also had, it was Crosstrek. It had low miles, like 90,000 miles. And I got the job because some other local shop here in California said, actually we are unable to remove it, take it elsewhere. So the owner called me. I spent a lot of time on removing it. I was able to do it, but it was very time consuming. So that's just warning for you. If you are in that area, maybe leave it to the professionals. If you are on the West Coast, most likely after loosening these 4 bolts on the back, most likely this entire assembly, which is super cool to work with, it's easy, you will be most likely able to push it out. So this video is supposed to be about that noise, how you can diagnose and check what is causing that horrible humming in the cabin. You saw it yourself, pretty easy if you are able to lift that wheel up. Of course, I have the luxury of the lift. You will need some jack or something, so that's up to you, but it can be diagnosed. Most of the time on these Subarus, it's not the tire, right? Uneven tire. At this mileage, 110, 120, it starts coming on you. It's very unfortunate, but that's the curse of this brand. It's so common, you can bet money that it will happen to your vehicle too. It's unbelievable. So I want to show you that, give you hints how you can diagnose it. If you like it, give a thumb up, please, and be subscribed. If I will have time, I will show you how it's removed and how actually simple it is, that procedure, if you buy that entire hub assembly. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, my friend.